everybody, how are you? MaJeliv here. We are currently on our way to see Shang Chi, finally. It just came out. Matthew and Dad were able to see the movie ahead of time for a pre-screening, and we have been so hyped and so excited to join them in the excitement of it all. We heard some amazing things. No spoilers, they didn't give us any information on it, but we have been waiting with so much anticipation. We cannot wait. We're picking up some food now because we're kind of hungry. We want to make sure we're not hungry while we're watching it. And then we're on our way. Trailer looked amazing, and it looks like it has some amazing martial arts, but it also has some great, looks like connections, relationships. There's some comedic parts to it, which I'm looking forward to. And story-wise, I think Marvel has always, they've just perfected the art of storytelling. So, and here is MaJeliv Dad here. But we're excited.
Not sponsored. This is just delicious.
No.
We have to
sponsored.
eat this.
Don't look. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the acting. I'm excited to see the story. I'm also excited to see kind of what Marvel reveals through this, to see if there's a potential for something else. You know how I am with connecting things, so we'll see.
It's about time.
You take your mask off so we can
Oh,
see
right.
this.
Yes. I was saying that it's about time. Excuse me. It's about time we get to share this with the family. I just have to be careful not to hit pedestrians or cars. Sorry. There's people trying to get in their car.
That car's backing up.
And so it's funny because that guy that's getting in the car, he totally listened to me have the fabulous idea of adding bacon, applewood bacon, to my Philly cheese, my chicken Philly cheese. And then he was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to throw some bacon on mine. So I influenced someone, and I feel very happy about that.
What it's about?
I want to hear especially my lovely bride's reaction to this film. I think the role, well, I don't want to say too much. It's just the role of the mother is extremely important in life. That's
and
me.
In the story.
And in the story. I'm just trying not to spoil anything or set any expectations. But anyone that's seen the review that Matthew and I did knows the deep impact it had on us. They actually haven't seen it, I don't think.
No, I already said that, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't like that you guys have already seen it and we haven't yet. So now we can all talk about it. So I can't wait.
Before.
I know this hasn't happened before, but anywho,
It'll be it'll be a fabulous thing to hear the three of you receive this film.
yes,
and
we can
all of
finally talk about it.
its beautiful elements without holding back. We can talk about it very soon.
Straight.
Going straight. She knows where we're going.
Yes.
Why am I driving?
I am really excited. Finally, you guys, it's been a bit annoying of how quiet they've been with this movie. I think that's been, what, like 2-3 weeks? But it's exciting to have Marvel movies back in theaters coming, so, and now that it's not going straight to streaming, it's gonna stay in theaters for a bit. Is really exciting as well. It's very cool I'm looking forward to the culture immersion, the immersion of the cultures, and like just the visual effects, the action. Very stoked about the action, because it seems pretty intense with just watching the trailers. So yeah.
No expectations, really. But I can't wait to see how this goes and the progression of the Marvel timeline, because this is a new hero that's being added to the roster, right? So it's very exciting, very, very exciting, and can't wait to be back in the theaters again for a Marvel movie. It's been a very long time since that's happened. It's been streaming, so yeah, this is gonna be great, man. I'm so excited. So we're not in the theater yet. We're gonna watch this, and we're gonna see what we think. Of course, it'll be a second time for Matthew and Dad, so you know they'll probably throw in some insight that they haven't seen, probably in the spoiler section. But we're gonna go do this. I don't even have a watch. I used to have one. I'm gonna get one soon, so we'll know the time. But we're gonna go watch it. So talk to you guys soon. Shang Chi.
So,
Yeah, if you can, go check this out. because
Don't even hesitate. Just go.
okay, so we're not almost. I want to stay away from saying too much overall, without spoilers, because I want you to experience the movie.
It's such a difficult movie to describe how much you love it without spoiling it.
Right.
But I mean, we could maybe just describe like visuals are out of control.
Yeah.
Choreography, boom, it's amazing.
It's so well done.
The story, everything
yeah.
is just well done. It's beautifully put out, and just yeah, it's a really good. And even if it's for people who aren't really like with the timeline of the whole Marvel universe, this is like one of their first Marvel movies. It wouldn't be that confusing for them, I would say.
Right. It's definitely it's a relatable. It's it's a hyperbolized relatable situation. Maybe it's human. It's human, and the situations begin with a human lifestyle, but then it turns into the fantastical. And I think that's what makes it so relatable. Is these human characters are in these fantastical events, and it makes it worthwhile and something that you can learn from in many ways. And it's about relationships, love, friendship, betrayal. It's just
Being
it's
selfless.
juicy, man.
Ugh.
It's so
Packed.
good.
It's
It's so
really
good. So
packed.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Marvel movie right now.
Me too.
Because
It's in my top
there's
3.
certain things that I just love in a movie, and it's a good score. It's visually stunning effects. Maybe it's just my preference of how I like movies. That's why it's my favorite. But this is my favorite. It's something else, man. We loved it.
And they're excited for the future and what they're setting up.
Yes,
It's
for sure.
very exciting.
It's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff, and that there's a lot to look forward to, and a new character to love. So,
Cool.
yeah,
Mom?
Mom?
All right, Mom. So,
Hi. So, like Joshi said, you have to come see it if possible. To see it in the big screen was quite the experience. Sorry, there's like a cricket.
Guys, it's a
Everyone's
cricket,
getting
man.
all
You
excited
guys
about
are
a cricket.
literally-
I loved. I don't think I've ever seen special effects and stunts. I would say stunts, like the ones that I just saw. My mind was just blown with the amount of like intricate detail, without spoiling too much. It was just amazing. I also loved the language, just the integration of like you're really in that world. I remember there's so many like artistic things that I've seen growing up, and in this movie they like came to life. And it was such an immersion of the culture, and it was beautiful. The martial arts, I saw things in there that I had never seen before. It was a martial art that was very much like dancing, and it included like the elements and nature, and it was just such a powerful story. I think I'll be digesting this one for quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
But it was magical. It really was.
All right. And are there any relationships or characters that stood out, or what?
Well,
what
of
stood out
course,
to
I'm
you
going to be
characters?
biased and say the mother. I absolutely loved her character. The way she impacted her children from an early age and instilled in them those values that she cared so much about, that ended up, being such a big part of who they became as adults. I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to give specifics. But it was beautiful. It was almost like she had this power of light and the heart, and she was able to be, I guess, the changing factor in everything. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was amazing, and to see her living on through her children, and even her, the father, continuing on, and the power that she had was just, it was amazing. I want to come see it again, actually. I think I could have, there's so many details that I think if I would have watched it again, I would have seen a lot more things. And I'm very intrigued. There are some end scenes, so you have to stay till the end of the credits to see. but I'm very curious as to where this is going. We have a few hypotheses brewing that we won't share here because we don't want to ruin it. But I'm excited to see how he continues on in this Marvel universe. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. So we had seen this movie already coming today. This was the second time watching it. We got to watch it at the pre-screening. We have a review of that. We have a review of our first time watching it. We already put up. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can click on this little card up above. But I think, enjoyed it even more the second time around. We loved watching it with the whole family. It was so great to share with the family. We learned a lot. There's a lot of things to be excited about. I want to hear what you guys thought about the movie. But no, overall, I mean, there's like little things that I think I noticed.
Yeah, some
You
new
noticed
things
too.
for sure. I will admit I was a bit distracted
Yeah,
at the
'cause she
beginning
was
because I
helping
was
Grandma with
making
sound.
sure our grandma Pita was prepared with her headphones so she could hear it in Spanish. I do have to add that I was anticipating the four of the rest of the family seeing it, and I'm so glad to hear their thoughts. But Pita, I didn't expect she would want to see this, but she shocked me with interest, and then sitting next to her, watching her stay wide awake. We had just gone to the movies recently, and she fell asleep
Watched
during
Free
the movie.
Guy, and she got
Yeah.
turned off by the action, and for her it was too much. We
Right.
loved it, but it was.
But she was awake for
too
this.
much,
She
yeah.
didn't blink. She barely blinked.
This movie has times where, kind of like Josh was saying earlier, it truly is grounded in the human experience.
She
and
totally got that.
condition.
That was her big thing. She's like, I really understood the story. I really understood what was going on with the people,
Human
the human
relationships.
aspect of it. Yeah.
And the human relationships and familial relationships when it comes to family,
Yep.
and all the other fantastical elements and effects and things that come into play, kind of extend those themes so it doesn't feel like a too far of a derivative, too far of a tangent. It all connects.
She gave it a 5.
seamlessly.
She gave it
It
a 5.
truly is a
Yeah.
special. I mean, the way
How
it
to-
slows down. I mean, yeah. And I think we were able to see a little behind-the-scenes clip that Marvel released ever since we watched it at the pre-screening, and we really get to see how the director and the people working behind the scenes, the writers, really put their stories and what they knew from growing up, and their love for not only their cultures, but for Shang-Chi and for this story, for these characters. To see these characters kind of come together is kind of becoming more, from coming off the page, and they're now living and breathing, and we're going to hopefully get to see more of their stories kind of continue on in more Marvel movies. But all in all, great second viewing, and we definitely want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments, what you guys thought, what you guys connected to, which characters reminded you of certain relationships that you have with your family, and what parts stood out. We want to hear it all. So in the comments, have a conversation with us. We'd love to hear it. And with that, if you guys haven't watched Shang-Chi, we highly recommend it. It is such a phenomenal movie. Surely I am with Josh when you said that it's my favorite Marvel movie right now. It just hits so many things
that we love.
that
for
we
sure.
love, but also it takes risks, and it's fresh. It's a new angle to Marvel, but it still has that Marvel touch that makes it Marvel.
When somebody of our grandma's age gets a movie like this, it speaks volumes.
It does,
And
man.
sure, yes, indeed, it's a major, amazing representation for Asian culture, of course. But the director said it in that featurette that it's going to transcend that, and it's going to connect to families across the globe, and it did that. It 100% did that. And the fact that I was sitting next to grandma, who is well past 80, and she got it. She got the whole story, and she loved it. She understood
that's her
every
barely
single
understanding
yeah.
the language.
It was so
Right.
artistic. So
It was
much
wonderfully
happened
done.
without
That's how you know
words.
it's true art. Art is something that transcends
Yep.
one kind of understanding of a person that her culture. I mean, yes, she lives here in America, but she's still very much embedded in the culture in Colombia and the life she knew there, which is very different from the way things are in America. So for someone that's not even in the country we live in, that understands it, it's such an exceptional job.
And she was an immigrant, like some of these, the Aquafina's character, Katie, she grew up in the States. She was born here, and her family was immigrated here. So
although the experience is a little different,
it's coming to a new country and raising your family here, and then seeing that the next generation of the next generation try to flourish in this country. And she just connected to all of that. It was amazing. I really...
Well, it was such a visual movie because there wasn't even if you don't understand what they're saying, you could just watch and really interpret everything that's going on. Every little detail. It was just beautiful.
And we also had we had a lot of moments where we could learn a lot too about Asian culture, or how they just viewed the world, and how it looks like for Asian American immigrants to come, for Asian immigrants to come over, and what that looks like on both sides of the coast. I mean, we could talk about this movie for hours. We probably will continue to talk about it because there's so much to talk about. But this movie overall pushes the boundaries of a Marvel movie and redefines what a Marvel movie can be, I think, and the different risks they can take. I think Marvel's going to keep showing that they're going to keep taking risks because they're at a place where they can now. They can take those risks and try different stories, comic book stories that people want to see, and really tell the stories that need to be told. But what I'm also loving is, this director, I have never seen any of his other work. So it's cool to see this director's view, and this truly a director's vision for a character. And I really hope we get to see more of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Guys.
It's a beautiful vision. It's beautiful.
Beautiful, man, and we definitely want to hear your thoughts. So go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a MaJeliv day.